How's it going, everyone? My name is Halston Shannon, and I'm a brand identity designer. I've been designing professionally since 2014. I'm a Fall 19 initiate of the greatest fraternity in the world, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And upon joining, I already knew that it was a foregone conclusion that I'd be thrown a variety of different creative projects and that the organization would definitely be using my talents, but I just didn't know to what level, I didn't know to what magnitude. So to end up with an opportunity such as this, it was crazy to me. And I'm just glad that I can leave my legacy not only in the organization itself, but also in the state of Florida, and just leaving a legacy for other graphic designers to follow. Upon starting this task, a big priority for myself was making sure that it wasn't just your common plate. I didn't want to get just a white state of Florida license plate and just slapping the Alpha Phi Alpha logo on there. I pride myself in being very innovative. My company slogan is originality, creativity, and excellence. So for me, I said, hey, this needs to represent all that Alpha is and all that Alpha will continue to be. So the first priority for myself was deciding on what color I should make this plate. It was either between a gold plate with black letters like you see here, or a black plate, gold letters. I wanted to make sure that when you see this, it screams Florida. So as you can see in the backdrop, very subtle and not too obvious, I have the palm trees in the backdrop, really faded, and that just provides a really nice texture and it gives the design some personality. All things considered makes this the most unique plate of its kind, and I just really pride myself on the fact that when you see this, it's original, it's creative, and it's excellent. Yeah, growing up, I always knew that I had creativity in my blood. As a young child, the very first thing that I ever wanted to be in life was an architect. And then growing up, that eventually changed along the way. I remember I wanted to be a creative writer, I wanted to be an engineer, and then somewhere along the line in high school, I actually ended up taking a graphic design elective in my junior year, and then I took a web design elective in my senior year. So at that point in time, I realized this is something that I really enjoy, something that I really wanted to do. And then at that point, I eventually attended Florida Atlantic University, and obviously being surrounded by so many different organizations and so many different entrepreneurs and people that had so many different ideas, my talents were a commodity at that time. So that's experience during my 4-year journey at FAU, that's where I really honed my skills and figured out what I wanted to do with my life, and I settled on graphic design. Now, what makes this crazy for myself is back in 2012 when I started this whole creative journey for myself, you're completely just grateful if you even get booked for one project. I remember my first logo project, I was grateful for that. My first flyer, I was grateful for that, and that's all you can really ask for, because there's a lot of talent out there, there's a lot of graphic designers out there, and you don't have to choose me, you don't owe me that. But in this case, in 2012, I never saw myself doing something like this. A flyer, I was more than satisfied with that, but a license plate, I never in a million years thought that I would have my work on the back of a car one day. That's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And that's something I can just tell my children, hey, I did that. So I'm just really grateful, and I'm just glad to have impacted my fraternity, and I'm glad that I can use this as a way to influence graphic designers everywhere. Hey, your work can be seen everywhere, literally, and you just have to wait for that one opportunity. When you run into that opportunity, just knock it out the park.